morning, Grand County. It's Ryan back here with another episode of Good Morning Winter Park, and gonna have a great show for you guys today. We're gonna sample a little food from Strip and Tail, a restaurant in town. A quick visit with Tim Nicholas, and he's gonna have some information on the history of the county here, and then a special visit from Peggy Smith, the mayor of Fraser, Colorado. But right now, I'm sitting here with Megan, who works with Shining Stars, and I'm just gonna get right out the gate. I'm wearing a little bracelet here, and it says "Cancer Sucks." So tell us a little bit more about Shining Stars and what you're doing, Megan, and why I'm wearing a bracelet that says "Cancer Sucks,"
yes.
Which it does, of course.
Of course. So we are a local nonprofit based in Grant County, and our purpose of existing is basically to give joy and hope back to these kids who are living with cancer or a life-threatening illness. Because as you know, I mean, the treatments are horrible. And
right, these kids are going through hell on a day-to-day basis, and so this is a way for them to get out and see, experience some of what's great about it.
Exactly, and to treat them beyond the physical, because they're living with scars that are emotional and psychological and social, and they need help. They need someone to come alongside them and help them cope with that and thrive.
So these are kids in all phases of dealing with, could be they just started the treatments, they've been dealing with it for many years, they could be terminal, so you get...
We've got kids in all stages. We take them whether they're in the middle of treatment, whether they're very, very sick, if they're in remission, if they've just relapsed. We'll take them at any stage in their
middle
battle.
of treatment, does that mean they're only out here a couple days in between treatments, or do they bring the treatments with them? Are they actually
We bring a full medical team with them, and we treat them on the spot. So we'll take them to the mountains. And
wow, that's incredible. Okay, and so are these kids by themselves? They bring a friend? What?
They are. So most of them come out on their own, and a lot of them actually, because of their disease, they're very, very isolated socially. And so a lot of them, they don't hang out with their friends. They sit in a hospital room all day. So when we bring them up here, it's, they go crazy.
They're friends with their nurses and doctors usually. Now they have peers and people in the same boat.
And kids who get it, who totally understand.
What might be some activities that you're doing with these guys?
So we do over 60 different events and activities a year.
Okay.
Some of them here in Grant County. We do stuff statewide and a lot on the Front Range. But right now we're doing everything from week-long, overnight, very intensive programs focused usually on outdoor adventures, or we do single-day stuff like, hey, let's get together and go pick organic vegetables off a farm, stuff that get people bonding and talking and connecting.
So the human contact is as important as the activities that you're doing. So okay, and so how many adults are like, I don't know, say chaperones? Do you have a certain number that you allocate per number of kids that you have?
It depends. If it's something where we're taking just the child and we're responsible for their medical safety, sometimes we'll have 3 and 4 adults per child, because that's the only way to really pull this off. And we're one of the only programs doing that at this point, thanks to our medical team.
Wow, so I'm assuming a ton of volunteers.
Yes, so over 300.
300 volunteers, core staff that you're working with?
We have 5 core staff, so we're very volunteer-based, and most of our money goes straight into our programs. 95% of every dollar spent goes straight into our programs.
And so is the entire program based right here in Grand County?
We are based here. We have a satellite office in Aspen, and then we work statewide. And again, about 80% of our kids are Colorado-based, and the rest to come from about 20 other states nationwide.
Okay, what's the origin of Shining Stars? Where did it come from?
It originally started in 2001. It was founded, but most of our volunteers and our staff have actually been doing this kind of work for over 30 years under kind of the umbrella of another nonprofit, but officially Shining Stars since 2001.
Wow, that's incredible. And you've been with Shining Stars now since?
5 years now. So I don't know when that is.
5 years, okay. And you came from Chicago.
Yes.
And you moved from Chicago to Winter Park, or did you go to school in between?
So I was working with some nonprofits in Chicago before this, and found about this job. And
so do you go to school for nonprofit, or how do you end up working for Shining Stars or working for a nonprofit?
I studied international development and ended up through that studying different nonprofits, kind of more on a global level, and then found here. So.
Awesome, and I'm guessing you like it. You've been here for a while, and it sounds like it's. I'm somewhat familiar with the program already, and it's just incredible.
It's a big family. These kids, we get to know them very personal because we are small and we're grassroots, and so these kids are, they're a part of our lives.
And they're Colorado-based. How far out are we finding kids coming for this program?
The furthest away right now is we have some kids in Virginia, but again, most of our kids are Colorado-based, and anywhere from Grand Junction all the way to Denver.
Wow. So how would a Virginia kid even hear about this? Or being from Wisconsin or Chicago, would people in our hometown areas know about this or get?
Yeah. So through different hospitals. So hospitals will approach us and say, "Hey, we'll help you get funding. Can you bring a group of kids or families from our area to Colorado?" So that's how that happened, and Virginia approached us, and we've made a really good partnership out of that.
Nice. Well, we're going to take a quick break here, but we'll come back and talk to you a little more about Shining Stars and you as well. And with that, we'll go check out the weather outside.